In Gokul, Krishna and Balaram were two little infant babies. After some time, they learned to crawl. Krishna tells in Gita, I'm the ability in men. But to give pleasure to the residents of Vrindavan and through the Srimad Bhagavatam to give pleasure to all of us, they are crawling. So beautiful. Sukadeva Goswami says the way they would crawl, they looked like two little snakes crawling around. And they especially went to those places where the cows and the bulls and the oxen would leave their urine and dung. They were especially fond of cow dung and cow urine. And they'd crawl right through it. Their parents and the other elder gopis, they would see Krishna Balaram just dragging their little baby bodies through the cow dung and cow urine, and they would smile. Sometimes Krishna Balaram would be looking for their mothers crawling. They'd hear the tinkling of ankle bells. They'd crawl, 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 thinking, this is my mother. But it wasn't their mother, it was another gopi. They'd see little Krishna and Balaram with the tinkling of their ankle bells, and they'd say, oh, Krishna Balaram, and Krishna Balaram would notice, this is not Rohini, this is not Yashoda, and they'd get all very afraid and crawl away looking for their mother. Rohini would lift up Balaram, Yashoda Mai would lift up Krishna and put them in their laps. They were covered with cow dung and cow urine. As they were about to put their milk in Krishna and Balaram's mouth, sometimes they would notice in their mouth little teeth started growing. And Rohini and Yashoda would count the teeth and compare. I guess that's what mothers do. Out of love. Sometimes when they're crawling around, Krishna and Balaram would see a little calf grab their tail. The little calf, feeling their tail pulled, would become afraid and jump up and start running. They were dragging Krishna again through dung and urine, through the dust of Vrindavan. And because the calf was so scared, running here and there, and Krishna Balaram, they were scared to let go. Seeing this, Rohini Devi, Yashoda would smile. Their children appeared so helpless, just holding on. Rohini would pick up Balaram, Yashoda Mai would pick up Krishna and embrace them and make them feel protected and happy in their mother's love. After some time, Krishna and Balaram, Sukadeva Goswami says, without difficulty, they would learn how to walk. Little by little. And as soon as the Srimad Bhagavatam talks about walking, immediately comes the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram stealing the butter from the gopis' homes. And then we find this wonderful story where Krishna eats dirt at Brahmanda Ghat. And Yashoda Mai is asking Krishna, why have you eaten dirt? This is not good. How could you eat dirt? I'm giving you so many sweets. I'm giving you my milk while you were eating dirt. How will you remain healthy if you're eating dirt? Krishna says, I didn't eat dirt. And Yashoda Mai said, but you did eat dirt because Balaram is telling me that you ate dirt. And Balaram's your best friend. He steals butter with you. He does everything with you. He would never lie against you. Balaram is saying that you ate dirt. And the reality is Balaram was claiming Krishna ate dirt. Why? Because Krishna actually did eat dirt. So here we find we've just been narrating little drops from the ocean of the stories of Balaram's complete surrender and submissive to assisting Krishna and serving Krishna. As Lakshman, as Sheshanaga, holding up all the universes, as Ananta, the ultimate servant of the Supreme Lord. But here, he's telling Yashoda and getting Krishna in trouble. This is Braj Bhumi. Balaram's eternal existence is simply facilitating loving pastimes between Krishna and his devotees. So Krishna had to open his mouth. After all, Balaram said he ate dirt. And that is the time when he showed the entire universe within the little mouth. Balaram appears as Nityananda Prabhu in the age of Kali. There's a beautiful story of how after Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met for the first time at the house of Nanda Acharya, Sachimata told Nimai that she had a dream. In this dream, she saw Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya go on the altar of Krishna and Balaram and started taking all the sweets that were being offered to Krishna Balaram. Krishna Balaram were very angry. Balaram told Nityananda Prabhu, you cannot do this. I'm the brother of Krishna. I'm Balaram. You cannot, who are you to steal his sweets? I will punish you. And Nityananda told Balaram, they were in the form of little boys. He said, I am not afraid of your Krishna. I am the servant of Vishwambar, Lord Chaitanya. Your days of stealing butter are over. Lord Chaitanya, he was so happy to hear this. They were fighting, and then finally at the end, Nityananda was calling, Sachi, Sachi, give me food, give me food. So Lord Chaitanya said, we should invite Nityananda Prabhu for prasad today. And Lord Chaitanya went to Nityananda Prabhu. Sachimata prepared wonderful lunch prasad. He said, Nitai, you're being invited today by Sachi Devi to my house, but you should behave properly. Nityananda Prabhu said to Sachinandan, Sri Chaitanya, that I always behave properly. You are the one who don't behave properly. That's why you are saying I don't behave properly. They came with some of their associates and they sat down, and Sachimata came to give them prasad. And when she came back for seconds, she saw Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya were sitting there as two little tiny boys, one with a white complexion and one with a dark complexion. Krishna Balaram as little children without clothes on. And she fell unconscious. That is Yashoda Mai's Leela, serving Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda as Sachi Devi. On Balaram's 5th birthday, some wonderful things took place. But the Abhishek starts in 15 minutes. Huh? 11:30. So on the 5th birthday of Sri Balaramji, Nanda, Yashoda, Rohini Devi, they kept Balaram from going into the pastures with Krishna. At this time, Krishna and Balaram were in charge of taking care of the calves. Just previous to this day, one day Krishna and Balaram with all the gopas were taking care of the little calves. So many calves. And one of Kamsa's associates, a demon, for the purpose of killing Krishna and Balaram, he took the form of a calf. Very sweet-looking, innocent calf with nice lotus-like eyes. But Krishna knows everything. So as they're making the calves very happy, taking them to nice pastures to eat soft, nutritious, delicious grasses, and bringing them to the kunds and the nectarine lakes to drink water, as the gopas would play so many wonderful games. Krishna told Balaram, that calf is a demon who's come to kill us all. Balaram acknowledged. Krishna and Balaram very, very nicely walked just behind the calf, whose name was Vatsasura. And Lord Krishna suddenly grabbed the rear legs of the calf and whirled him around until the demon was dead. But Krishna likes to do many things with even one action. Because there was this tree called the kapita tree. And these fruits are very delicious. So Krishna wanted to get those fruits for his friends. So he threw the calf on the top of the kapita tree and then all the kapita fruits fell down. So on Balaram's birthday, Rohini Devi kept him back to have Abhishekam for their little son, and also to engage him in serving the Brahmins, to give gifts and charity. We find in the scriptures this is the way birthdays were celebrated. Because there's no greater gift than the blessings of great souls. So the little children, besides the yagyas that the great souls will perform for them, they would have the little children giving in charity. And then little children, and this is true for all of us, when the children learn that the greatest gift is the opportunity to serve great souls, then we're giving the child something wonderful. If we just give material toys and whatever else, clothes and gifts, that's fine. It's natural. But it doesn't it doesn't really give a direction in life. But when we give them the value that the greatest gift we're giving is where you give gifts to others, where you serve others, where you're being blessed by others because of your serving. That's the gift that Rohini would give Balaram and Yashoda and Nanda would give Krishna. So Balaram was staying back to get all these yajnas and to give all these gifts to great souls. And meanwhile, when Balaram wasn't there, it was a special opportunity for Krishna to perform leelas. Because Balaram was his protector, his older brother. So on that day of Balaram Jayanti, today, we're celebrating these pastimes today. Aghasura came to Vrindavan. Balaram wasn't there. He took the form of a gigantic serpent. I'm going to summarize because of time. Aghasura opened his mouth. His lower lip was on the ground, his upper lip was in the clouds. Can you imagine a snake like that? We see little tiny snakes and we run away. Aghasura was such a snake. And the cowherd boys were so confident of Krishna's protection. When they saw Aghasura, they were playful. What is this? It looks like, the tongue looks like a superhighway. His mouth is massive. His teeth look like snow-capped mountain peaks.